Hello and welcome to the Champ We Are United podcast, the football comic podcast, the number one football comic podcast. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. This is your Christmas edition
Yeah.
of the show, the Christmas show. And we've got a very special show for you today. Uh, You would have seen already the special guest we have with us. He's not with us at the moment. We're doing the introductions first. So I'm going to introduce you to the team. All resplendent. If you're watching on YouTube, all resplendent in different Melchester Rovers shirts, covering almost all the decades. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to our time traveling Welsh wizard, Ian Golden. Hi, how you doing, Ian?
I'm great, thanks. Nadolig llawen gyd I chi. A very Merry Christmas to you all. Great to be back for this very special edition.
Brilliant. Look at this. Look, we're doing the show in Welsh language as well. This
And
is
Yeah,
we're covering all the angles.
I
Gaelic next
never,
year.
yeah, never thought we'd be international.
Excellent. Welcome, Ian. And
no problem.
so introduce us to yes, he's the winter special person now. He's our Brinsden bygone 30. I don't know. It's Neil Berrigan. Hi, Neil.
Hello there. You all right? I'm really looking forward to today's show. I think it's going to be a Christmas cracker.
Hey,
Oh God, very good. And I see in the corner you're Scrooge McDuck. So
Yeah,
is that the persona you're going to be today? I
yeah.
don't know.
I just like the bad guys all the time. So Christmas, great Christmas Carol, Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, yes.
So if this was a pantomime, all the listeners were going boo when you come on
Yeah,
the screen. That's not
exactly.
okay. That's
that's
not
what I
excellent.
like.
And finally, last but not least, yes, he's here. It's Mr. Tangent. It's the tangential one. It's Paul Richardson. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Mute Button. Good to be here. Yeah, again, I love these ones when we've got our special guests and really looking forward to this. Although I have to admit, if you can keep an eye behind me and just shout out he's behind you on old gangster Serty Berrigan, because you never know what he might get up to in this Christmas special.
Yeah, we'll look out for that. And also, I can see actually talking about behind you, I can see you've
Mm,
rearranged your comic
I've
collection to have a lot of the
Oh,
Christmas
yes.
Christmas
editions.
editions, yeah. I mean, I must admit, actually, some of them are. But what's really shocked me, I couldn't find any Victors with Christmas mention of Christmas. I mean, unfortunately, they're out of shop, but the Champ one's there. But there is a Spike one. But then I've had
Yeah.
to use Tigers. There's a Scorcher one there that's done it. Scoop did. Can you
Oh,
believe
okay.
Buddy did? But Bullet, no. And Score and Roared, no. So I've replaced with a couple of Roy the Rovers. There's Bygone's winter special that he did a
Yeah,
great job, and I'm
Ah,
looking
yeah.
forward to the stories. And
The
what's interesting
bookazine.
again, in the monthly reboot, this is actually January, but I've put that because it's Samba in the Snow and it's Melandro dances into Melchester. But again, there wasn't a proper Christmas edition there. So,
I'm guessing that
yeah.
if it's dated January, it probably came out in mid-December or something like that. So it kind of could have
Yeah.
doubled up as a
Yeah.
Christmas issue.
Yeah, it's just interesting that the December one wasn't mentioned, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. Some the older comics, even actually, the date on the comic is 25th of December, and no mention of Christmas on the cover. I was quite
Yeah,
shocked
it
by.
is
Yeah,
interesting. And definitely, it seems that IPC, well, definitely under Barry, made a conscious effort to actually do that, didn't
yeah,
they? Yeah.
yeah,
So
definitely.
good. Well done. Well, good stuff. I hope you didn't put your back out moving all those boxes along. But
Yeah, let's not go there. Pleased to be sat down. Let's just say
yeah.
that.
excellent stuff. Okay. Right. Well, so I say not a normal show today, but we are going to do the social media feedback from the last show. And then I think he's in the green room. I think Dot's making him cup tea. No goal today. So shout out to Goal. But Goal's busy because we're recording in the afternoon. So he's busy commentating somewhere. But shout out to Goal. But Dot's looking after Barry in the green room, I think.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
the feedback from the last show. The last show was episode 119. That was when obviously we did some more. Well, Ian, you did the 1980 to 81 Were the
Nice.
Rovers comic
Yeah.
the season. And yeah, Bygone did the winter special. We started doing a winter special. I know you're going to do a follow up to that in the next show. So looking forward to that. So here we go. From the Roy the Rovers 40 years after Facebook page, Paul Comiskey, he actually put a picture of himself on,
Yes.
made it through AI. Very good in the Melchester Rovers strip. Excellent stuff, Paul. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was. I loved that. That was brilliant. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Um, one of our Greek friends, Nikitas, the clapping meme. So thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Or GIF meme. I don't know. I'm too old to know what these things are. Brilliant, Nikitas. Thanks a lot. And of course, there's no theme tune. Trevor, do apologise for that.
Mhm.
So just imagine the theme tune. We've got Trevor Melvin, the Melster himself, and here he goes. He goes. Dot takes a turn as Bygone goes walking in a bookazine wonderland. With the Podfather back to lead the team out, Champ We Are United mentality monsters had no problem finding an extra gear to plough forward into their busy Christmas schedule and produce yet another winning performance. Mute Button Matt kicked this latest Classico off with the social media feedback, where all the talk was of the team's previous encounter with Pete Nash and his controversial move to bring back Striker with the aid of his AI chatbot, Astra. During this early foray, Dot took a nasty turn when Mute Button Matt suggested that perhaps they should recruit some AI personnel at Champ Towers. However, the colour soon returned to Dot's cheeks when a tangential one reassured her that whilst Astra had many talents, she wouldn't be able to put the kettle on.
Exactly.
Very important stuff. Jingle bells, musers. Bygone Berrigan has now officially put his summer specials away to give his winter specials a seasonal airing. Oh, I say. Yes, with his budgie smugglers in mothballs for another year. I don't really want to think of that anymore. The Judith Chalmers of the pod donned his Ugg boots and walked us through the Royal the Rovers winter special from 1988. Whilst it was a very picturesque stroll with a blizzard of picture stories and photographs, snowy cover that featured Roy Race himself scored highly with Bygone and his teammates. Printed on a glossy, lightweight card, Golden Ian suggested that this perhaps technically made the 88 winter edition more of a bookazine than a magazine.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the tangential one and Mute Button Matt keenly supported Bygone when he indicated that the cover was in fact a wraparound. As on the back of the issue, you can see that Roy's shot from the front cover had beaten the keeper all ends up. Football comic Time Lord, Golden Ian, then swiftly dematerialized his TARDIS to move us through the time vortex and rematerialize in 1980, where he continued his season-by-season review of every story to appear in the Royal the Rovers comic. In the Welsh Wizard's opinion, the 80-81 season was the strongest yet for Roy's weekly. Arguably, it was a season that also included one of the most memorable Royal the Rovers covers ever, issue number 246 to be exact, dated August the 1st, 1981, the Super Celebration issue, depicting Roy at the royal wedding with Penny and the twins. Although Golden Ian's TARDIS operates beyond normal physics, it did appear to cause a terrifically chilly backdraft to blow through the corridor of uncertainty, which prompted Tangent Paul to slip on his trusty sheepskin commentator's coat, aka McMutton, for what was part 12 of the We Are United story. There's no truth in the rumour that your coat is made out of McMutton. Can we just
No, definitely not.
We could
Definitely
do no
not.
animal right. Can animal rights
exactly.
protesters please stay
Definitely
away
not.
from Champ Towers?
I would not, and I'm sure McMutton is still in the Outer Hebrides headbutting goodness knows what.
Let's hope he is. We might see him later.
You never know.
Just like Joe Pearson's Men from the Mill, the tangential one did not disappoint, as he conjured up not one but two of his classic commentaries, which shook the very foundations of Champ Towers. Indeed, it's rumoured that Tangent's Triumphalese vocal dynamics registered 9.5 on the Richter scale, and that the Podfather has had to organise a whip round amongst the team to buy Dot a new bone china tea set for Christmas, after her best cups and saucers toppled and fell from the studio kitchen shelves. I am walking in a Champ Towers wonderland, lads. Many thanks for the great escape. And he says late news, goals in issue 32, and he's going commando.
That was a scary moment, wasn't it?
It was a scary moment, yeah. Especially if there's snow, it's cold. I'm not sure anybody. There's nothing to see. Nothing to see.
I was going to
say,
yeah, it conjures up. I'd rather just focus on. Is that 2 new editions a month or 2 of reprints?
Yeah. Let's move on. More feedback, this time from the Champ We Are United and Football Picture Story monthly Facebook site. We have our good friend, John Evans. Hi, John. He said he's sadly lagging behind on the pod as inconsiderate things such as work and life are getting in the way of his listening pleasure. He's got a few episodes downloaded ready for the beach next week, though, and it seems I'm in for a nerdy treat. Keep up the great work, chaps. It's very much appreciated. So, yeah, lucky
Great
old
stuff.
John going to a beach somewhere.
Mm.
But I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed those episodes, John. Good to hear from you, and I hope your wife's well. Um, big fan of the show, Mrs. Evans. And finally, before we finish the social media thing, this is a couple from YouTube, which I forgot to mention before. It's our good old friend down under, Aussie Lee. Let's not
Yay.
mention Australia or cricket or anything
I
like
think
that. Let's move on.
Aussie Lee won't mind. I think it's
Yeah,
us that will
yeah,
mind.
I
So,
know.
yeah. We'll cut this bit out. He provided some feedback on the Pete Nash show, and he says here, this is on YouTube, and he says the big match style title sequence on YouTube looks fantastic, as was hearing the theme tune again. Really professional way to start the episode and set up the interview with Pete Nash. Striker was not a publication I ever saw down under, unfortunately, but it was fascinating to hear Pete talk about bringing it back using AI. We'll definitely be looking for it when released early next year. It's a different world to the one we grew up reading, but comics have always been on the cutting edge of technology, so AI is ideal to bring back such a beloved publication. Brilliant podcast as always. Thank you, Aussie Lee. And also, he gave us some feedback on the special show. Remember Collector's Corner on
Oh,
tour?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
in
brilliant.
Morecambe and in Carforth. He says, what a wonderful moment, viewers. To see these rare animals out in their natural habitat is extraordinary. Bygone and Tangent look to be going through some elaborate mating displays. What goes on in Garstang stays in Garstang.
I
We're
was
not going
going
to
to
say, yeah,
say,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that, exactly.
It really is refreshing to see how the behaviour is so different from when they are caged in champ towers. Sadly, Gull wasn't able to join as he was on a pre-arranged date with Dot.
Yeah, well, there's a lot
Controversial.
of that going on. That's all I'm going to say.
Is there? What's that? Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Pantomime season, you can
yes,
imagine Gull and Dot. I don't think there's any other pantos in Torquay that are allowed.
Oh dear. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for your feedback. That's it. So I think what we're going to do now is we've heard from the green room. I think Barry's ready. So we're going to introduce our guest and we'll see you in a second. Bye for now. Ho, ho, ho! And we're back. Yes, it is me, Santa Mute Button Richards. Trying not to eat his beard. But we have, from the green room, we have a special guest with a bigger beard even than last year. We have the one and only Barrie Tomlinson. Hi, Barrie.
Greetings, greetings. Ho, ho, ho.
Excellent stuff. Barrie, you tell us that you haven't taken the beard off since last year. Is that correct?
No, I'm not quite sure what's underneath. There's a few moths and a couple of insects.
Well, if you see anything fly around the studio, we'll get Dot to kill the moths anyway. Barrie, it's great to see you. Welcome to this year's Christmas show. Obviously, you came on and we did a fantastic Christmas show last year. And any listeners or viewers that haven't seen it, that's episode 95, a 2-hour extravaganza. We went through loads of the Christmas Tigers and the Rovers. But today we're gonna do deeper dives into a couple of editions. We're going to do a deep dive into 1981 Tiger Christmas edition and the 1976, the very first the Rovers Christmas edition. So we're going to do that in just a minute. But before we start, Barrie, I'm sure our listeners would love to know, how are you? How are you doing? How's life at the moment?
I'm pottering along, thank you. Speeding along as much as a 87-year-old can do. I don't feel 87. I feel 107, but still.
Well, you look 85.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's the beard, Barrie, but you look much younger.
Can we have a bid on the age? Keep it as low as you can.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. Well, it's great to have you. So let's start going through. So I'm going to share my screen. So if anybody's on YouTube, I can watch along. We're going to start off with the 1981 Tiger. So there we go. So it's there on the screen, and it says "A Merry Christmas with Big Daddy." And obviously with the snow on the masthead, like as tradition, every Monday, 16 pence it was. This is the 26th of December 1981, and you got Big Daddy himself with a beard bigger than even than yours, Barry. Bigger than mine. Well, it's befitting Big Daddy. It's big beard, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, if it looks big on him, it must be big.
Imagine. Oh dear.
Did you have much to do with him, Barry, Big Daddy?
Yes, I did 2 Big Daddy annuals,
Yeah,
which were great fun to do.
excellent.
And
You met him a few times?
oh yes, and Big Daddy, of course, appeared in the Johnny Cougar script,
Of course, yeah, yeah.
which I wrote, so that was a nice tie-up.
I actually work with his nephew now, Earl Crabtree, who's CEO of Midlands Hurricanes Rugby League. Great guy, and he shared a few things of of his uncles himself to me.
He was a tremendous character, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I can almost remember walking down a high street with him and the reaction he got from people. It was absolutely wonderful to see. And of course, Big Daddy was the person who delivered the first issues of Eagle when we did the launch for Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Big Daddy appeared sitting on the bonnet of a Mini with all the copies of the Eagle in the back.
Fabulous.
Brilliant.
We'd hired the Mini for the day, and I was terrified we might get charged extra because there was a dent where he was sitting.
Well, I was wondering if Mute Button was going to ask you, where on earth did you find that Christmas cracker for the cover page? Obviously, for the listeners, we talk about Big Daddy's beard being big, but you want to see this Christmas cracker. It's almost the size of Big Daddy himself.
Yes, it was one I had at home. I'm not quite sure where I got it from. And I did use it as a prop in various Christmas presentations, and the big cracker fitted Big Daddy very well.
Yeah, definitely. Great.
It was never pulled.
Yeah, we don't want to know what's inside it. Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been quite
That would
small
have been
child.
Too dangerous, I think, to put.
I was going to say, imagine the paper hat that's inside that.
Brilliant stuff. So it's a great classic cover. But we go into the comic. We turn over the page and we see the first story is Tops on Two Wheels. This is one we haven't really covered much on the pod so far, obviously, because we're mainly focused on football. But I think most of us remember this story. This is obviously Eddie Tops, who's the young motorcycle ace. But because at the time, it was very popular, wasn't it? You know, you had Eddie Kidd. People still remembering Evel Knievel as well, like all the stunts. So yeah. On this story, I'll just quickly go through the story. So you've got Eddie there with his friend Ricky Rocket, great name as well, Ricky Rocket, and they're in Scotland, and they're doing a series of jumps with this being challenged by somebody called Johnny Stardust, another great name, and they're driving through Scotland, and it's very snowy in the hills, and they're coming, and just as they're driving the tour bus. And you can see there's a van driving down the hill, and it's got a children's home on the side of it. And there's a character in it who probably is the most Scottish character I think I've ever seen in my life. He's got tartan on all over him. He's got big sideburns, and he's driving down. He loses control. He skids, and he goes into a tree, and he's crashed, and Eddie comes around the corner in the tour bus, and they see him, and he's kicking it, and he's angry, and he's not very happy at all. And they go, "No, don't worry, Jock, we'll give you a lift." And he's, "You stupid Sassenach, I'm not worried about myself. It's Christmas, don't you ken? I'm carrying wee presents for the bairns at Castlness, and now they'll no get them in time for their party."
Stop doing that.
I need to stop. I'm losing all the Scottish listeners.
I didn't realise he was Welsh.
This is the Welsh language show.
Yeah,
Barry, you missed that earlier. Anyway,
yes,
Eddie,
but he knocked the tree down, and he gave him a free tree for Christmas.
yeah, that's handy. So anyway, the story moves on, and Eddie actually is going to help him out. So Eddie and his mate Ricky, they decide to deliver the toys to the children's home. So they turn up at the children's home, and of course the kids love it, and they're going, oh, you know, they pull a load of tricks for the kids, and they do a quick display, and then they go into the children's home, and it's a fantastic grand children's home, and then they give out the presents, and there's a feast for everyone, and you've got Eddie at the top of the table says, "A Merry Christmas, everyone." And then he does the classic, which this is what we all love. They break the fourth wall, the last panel, and Eddie points at us, and it's art by Mike Weston, the great Mike Weston. And he goes, "And that includes you too, readers. Don't forget to join me in next week's great New Year issue for more super fun and action." Brilliant stuff there.
Brilliant.
It's good to get the plug in, you see, for next week.
Oh, I see. You always want them coming back for more, don't you, Barry?
Yeah. Yes, it was lovely Mike Weston artwork, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Superb, especially the
Really
character
good.
of the Scottish fella.
Yeah. Yeah, always kicking that van.
Right. Okay. And then there's
Then
early
you've got-
tops sports quiz. Yeah. Let's pull out a couple of these, shall we?
Who's
Let's
the
see
mystery
it.
Father Christmas?
Yeah. Who do you think it is?
Red KK, Kevin Keegan.
I was going to say
Yeah.
Kevin Keegan.
Okay. Here's one for you. You'll get this one. I know it's an easy one, but number 5 is "It's a Big Daddy Christmas in Tiger this week." But what is our star wrestler's real name? Is it Bert
Oh.
Smith, Adam Black, or Shirley Crabtree? Well, we know, don't we?
Surely Crabtree.
Surely, yeah. It's not calling me Surely. Yeah.
I thought it was
Okay,
Bert Smith, but
Bert Smith. Well, you can tell him that. Okay, brilliant stuff. So let's move on. Next, this is a classic. Death Wish. Death Wish. And didn't you used to write Death Wish, Barry?
Yep. Yes, I wrote
Yeah.
Death Wish in every publication it appeared in. Started in Speed,
Speed.
went into Tiger, then went into Eagle.
Yeah.
Well, this is I'm gonna quickly go through this story. This is a classic Death Wish story, Barry, which this shows the brilliance of your creative writing. So you've got Blake Edmonds there. He's been challenged by a stuntman to wrestle against him on the wing of a biplane. It's another normal week in the life of Blake Edmonds. While the aircraft was in the air, early in their contest, both men appeared to be in trouble, and so you can see throughout the story they're fighting on the top of this biplane. Blake's he's got his mask on. And they've thrown each other across the top of the plane, and then all of a sudden he throws Blake over his shoulder, and Blake lands heavily, and he loses his mask. He often lost his mask, didn't he?
Yeah.
And the guy sees his face, and he goes, "Oh, your face." Blake goes, "Forget it. I have to look at it every day. We've got bigger worries, i.e., they're stuck on the roof of a biplane wrestling." Now, and all of a sudden, they both lose their balance, and now, incredibly, if you look on the last panel, they're both hanging on to the biplane with one hand each. What's going to happen next? I just don't know. And they're going, "Oh, there's no way we can climb back up again. What do we do? Just hang on. We can still save ourselves. My fingers are feeling numb. Mine too, but it's not for much longer. Blake, you've got to do exactly what I say. No questions. Just do it. Now, let's go." Sounds crazy, but here we go. And then in the last panel, Blake, as he falls to his certain death, perhaps, manages to turn to the reading audience and say, "This may be the craziest time that anyone's ever said it, but I might not get another chance. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's hope it's a happy New Year."
I think that must be the most classic final frame.
Yeah, that is brilliant.
That is just genius, Barry. That is just genius. You can see if Blake lands safely only by reading the New Year issue.
And once again, the artwork superb.
Yeah.
The Varnio brothers, they illustrated
Yes.
all the scripts I did for Death Wish, and always very, very high standard. Nice decorative border on the strip as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
go back and show
I was
that.
just
Yeah.
going to say to the listeners, it's amazing actually in this story, the border, you've got like holly all round the, the borders, haven't you? And the comic strip, it's really good.
Yeah, the Varnier brothers never took any shortcuts. They put
Mm.
lots of detail into it, lots of character. And I was always pleased to write a script knowing they were going to illustrate it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's certainly always action packed, wasn't it? Death Wish. Brilliant
Bit,
stuff. That's
bit of action in it, yeah.
a bit of it's not your normal Christmas story, I guess, really.
I was going to say, jumping from a plane, it's just an everyday occurrence. I mean, I myself, I only jumped off one last Thursday.
Brilliant.
I find it really interesting, actually, sort of just going off subject a little bit, but that that both the first two stories here, Tops and Wheels and obviously Death Wish, were both obviously from Speed. So interesting that the first two
Yeah.
stories in this edition of Tiger were ones that had come across from Speed, but they were probably the top stories in Speed. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. And then moving through the comic, we get a colour strip, and it is obviously the famous Billy's boots. So we've got Billy
No
here.
Christmas, no snow on his.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not
That's
wearing a
true.
hat. Is he?
Yeah, maybe John Gillett run out of time this week when he was
Yeah.
he was doing the artwork. I don't know.
But
Yeah.
that is very sad to see no snow on there.
No, well,
God,
I mean,
what? After all these years, Barry, you're going to be penning another one of your famous letters, aren't you?
Yeah, yes. It's against all my principles.
He has got a lovely festive panel though on the bottom left.
yeah, I mean, this is
Just the mantelpiece with the clock and the lovely tiled fireplace, which always
Yeah, the
features. We've
Christmas
discussed
tree.
the
it.
tile. Yeah, exactly, Neil. You're right. Yeah, it's the same tiled fireplace which we've seen in other years and strips gone by. He's playing for Brand X, and Gran's been putting the tree up on it. Yeah, he says, "Gosh, Gran, this is super. I'd have helped you if I'd known you were doing it today." She says, "If I'd waited for you to help, I'd still be waiting this time next year. Get your jacket off. Tea's ready in the kitchen."
Well, she had a sharp tongue, didn't she?
She
She
did.
liked
She
Gran.
did.
So can I just say there, mute
Yeah,
button,
go
but
on.
actually for listeners, I mean, what I am loving this story is in actual fact, Billy Dane's playing for Groundwood School against Brand
Yeah.
X. And I must admit, I'd forgotten that had ever
Oh yeah,
happened
sorry.
because, of
Yeah,
course,
he is.
I thought he formed Brand X with his teammates when he got dropped by Groundwood. So to see those few panels and that Brand X strip is still to this day, it's one of my favourite strips, and this is the one where the blue tops and the X is in a yellow X and yellow shorts. I love that strip.
Are you saying it's better than the Melchester Rovers strip I designed?
Wow! I wouldn't go as far.
Controversial.
It's the Brand X strip is certainly in my top 5, Barry. I wouldn't like to say it's better than that Melchester Rovers one.
Yeah, I'll settle for that.
What I love as well about Billy's got a duffel coat on. Who had a duffel coat? Who had a duffel coat?
A blue one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a
They're
duffel coat.
expensive now. Duffel coat.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, duffel coats. Yep. So great stuff. It's moving on. We have a feature, and we
Mhm.
have, yeah, friend of the comic. We have Mr. Trevor Francis. Another. It seems every time Trevor used to write for one of the comics, he's moved clubs. This time he's moved to Manchester, and he's taken his lovely wife with him. And he actually says it there. He says, I never seem to spend very long in one particular house, which is one of the benefits or one of the handicaps of being a professional footballer, whichever way you look at it. I remember previously, I think he'd moved to Nottingham, wouldn't he? And he just got a sleeper table in his house as well. But yeah.
Can I just say, Billy Dane again breaks the third wall there, or fourth wall, whichever you want to call it. Wishing everybody a happy Christmas.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I missed that out. Sorry. Yeah.
I just wonder who his gran thinks he's talking to.
Yeah.
She's used to it. He was always talking to Deadshot Keen like that, wasn't he?
But Trevor Francis there. I think his wife was called Helen. I think it was Helen anyway.
I had
Yes.
that
Yeah.
game. I had that
Yeah.
striker that said football.
Striker.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're playing
yeah,
football because
brilliant.
he does a bit of he's talking about his son there, Matthew. Good name,
Mm.
strong name actually. Um,
He'll go far.
and he'll go far. But he's also talking about, I think he was helping to promote one of the games. So one of the striker, I think it's electronic striker. That's it. Yeah, electronic striker.
Mm.
So I remember that. But good to see that article by Trevor. And then the next story, we have Johnny Cougar. This has snow across the masthead, Barry. So
Well,
you're okay there.
I should hope so.
And this is Sandy James, obviously, the artist. And this is an interesting one actually, because you've got Johnny Cougar and Splash Galton. He's swimming buddy. And yeah, at the end of the wrestling match, which no surprise, Johnny wins. They go back to the hotel, and Splash Galton, he's all set for Christmas traditions, and you see him there, and he's going, "There we are, man. My sock's ready to receive presents." So he's got his Christmas stocking at the end of his bed, and Johnny's there, and he goes, "That mighty good, my friend. Cougar hoped that on Christmas morning sock is heap full." And it's really impressive, this hotel room, because there's actually a Christmas tree in the corner. I don't know if
it's
all
brilliant.
hotels have Christmas trees in the corner, but
Well,
it's quite
it's
a good
unfortunate.
hotel.
It's unfortunate that the Christmas tree looks like part of Splash's hairstyle.
That's what I was gonna say.
It does. Oh dear. And yeah, and then they break the fourth wall, but not even in the last panel. They've gone early. They've gone early on the fourth wall.
Cougar
So-
never did anything, normal. It's a groundbreaker.
So he goes, and this mighty good opportunity to wish all Cougars friends a heap Merry Christmas.
Mhm.
And Splash says to Tiger readers everywhere, Happy Christmas. And then Splash goes to sleep, and he looks like he's got like one of Scrooge's caps on when he's gone to sleep, a wee Willy Winky cap, and he's in bed. And then he wakes early on Christmas morning, and he sees this big shadowy figure by the end of his bed, and he goes, "Hey, there's someone there. It must be Johnny doing his Father Christmas act. I'll surprise him." And so he jumps up and he dives on him, and he goes, "Okay, man, I've got you. Right, Johnny, let's have that fake beard off." Huh? It's a real one. You wouldn't believe it. Only the real Father Christmas has turned up at Splash Galton's hotel room Christmas morning. He collapsed on the bed in surprise, and obviously Johnny comes running in. He goes, that and Splash goes, that guy, he was you, but he had a real beard. What do you know? It was a real father. And then you see the real Father Christmas dashing off, and he goes, "Merry Christmas, everyone. Ho, ho, ho."
Wow.
So you actually had the real Father Christmas in Tiger.
And he didn't charge us for it either.
You had a way of doing that, didn't you? Just getting these celebrities to appear for nothing, just for the sake of the comic.
I've got to say, Barry, actually, with all the big names over the years, I'd forgotten that you'd actually got Father Santa Claus himself. I mean, that's got to be your biggest coup, surely.
Yes, he was very keen. He was a keen breeder of Tiger anyway.
Oh, they all were. I'm surprised you didn't get a picture of him holding up the annual, the 1982 annual.
We had to pay the reindeer.
Moving on, we have, talking of somebody holding a copy of the Tiger annual, we have Big Ad. So here's the color. This is the color center spread, although it's not on the center here because of the digital copy. This is Big Daddy, and he's there. He's got a few photos with some younger fans, and he's tearing. Oh yeah, this is the controversial one. Do you remember this, Barry? He tore a copy of Tiger, didn't he? I mean, I don't think you would have been too happy with that.
It was a fake one.
Ah.
I love in the box though. It says, doesn't it? And the photo and the spirit, by reading a Johnny Cougar story. If ever I meet Cougar, I'm going to tear him apart like this. So that's what it was all.
I see.
So he's
that's what it's
tearing that tiger to say that, "There, Cougar, take me on." That's what I'll do to him.
He did a quick change of outfit.
Yeah. Nice that. Yeah, and of course Johnny did fight Big Daddy, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
I think it was a year later. I'm sure it was about 82 or something
Mm,
like that. I
mm.
think, yeah,
Couldn't just
over about
believe that
5 weeks.
We've got Nipper Lawrence's real age on that one there.
Yeah,
Bummer.
noticed that.
26.
Yes, 26. Yeah, I know.
What you
Interesting. Yeah, so
making?
read of the week. I did a focus on one of the characters, and you go full name Nipper Lawrence, age 26, married, no, children, none, car, no. It's not the most interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah, Blackpool. It's a 18th of August was his birthday. Does not play matches on the 13th of the month. Favorite pop star, Debbie Harry,
Yeah.
Sign of the
I,
Times.
I,
Yeah. Favorite TV program, Grandstand. Favorite food, fish and chips. Favorite player, Roy Race of Melchester Rovers.
Yeah, interesting.
Good taste, Nipper.
Mm.
Right. Oh, I thought we'd cover this a bit. Billy's Sports
Mm.
School.
Yeah.
These are always good fun because here you got readers would write in, Barry, wouldn't they? And with ideas for new games and stuff like that. And Billy would give tips on different sports as well. So in this one, somebody's wrote in, and it's an S. Cole of South Killingholme in Humberside, and he's come up with an idea of, I think it's table squash. Yeah, table
Mm.
squash. So yeah, so he's got him there, and he's got his mate Jimmy. Obviously, he's come round, and they've got the table tennis table up against the wall, and they've got a couple of lines which they put on the wall, and basically, essentially, they're playing it over the net, but hitting the ball between the lines on the wall as well. So it's kind of a bit like squash and a bit like table tennis. Hence, table squash. I guess that's where the name comes from.
We
But
should
this
have
is quite good.
we should have copyrighted that.
You
Yeah.
should have done. Yeah, well, it could be Olympic sport by now. I mean, they've got stranger ones, haven't they?
Indeed.
Well, if you think
Um,
about in recent years, how popular is it paddle, which is the
Paddle.
combination between tennis and squash. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world at the moment.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but it's good. But this looks like this. I think this looks like Doug Maxted's artwork. Do people think it looks a bit like Doug Maxted?
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you. It definitely does look a bit, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. That's Billy's Sports School. Then you got Skid Solo. Got a
Mm.
Skid Solo story there.
Skid looks a bit cold in the heading.
Yes.
It looks very. It looks like
He's got his winter hat. It's quite a blizzard going over across the old name and where Skid is in the centre.
Lost his shoulders as well.
Mm.
yeah. So I won't cover that story, but it's a similar story actually to Tops and Two Wheels. I think he
Mm.
ends up helping a. It's quite common, which is a nice thing to do, really.
Oh,
Helping
right.
out either a children's home or a hospital,
Yeah.
delivering presents. Yeah, so on this one, a car breaks down, and so Skid ends up taking this new prototype car and going across a river and delivering the presents to the kids in this hospital. And yeah, um, that's the story on that one.
John Vernon artwork.
Yeah, brilliant John Vernon artwork. And then we have some Christmas jokes, Pete's Christmas jokes. On this one, I was just going to pick out one, but guys, if you want to pick out another one, then go ahead. And what you've got Madame Zaza, who's a fortune teller, and we know that because it's on her bag. And it's on the 23rd of December, and she's walking into the police station, and she says to the policeman behind the counter, "I'm reporting my bicycle stolen on Christmas Day."
Mm.
That was very good.
I'd like to point out the one before anyone else does by Ahmad Asri bin Abdullah from Johor, who has sent in a joke where a wife has set fire to her husband's Christmas dinner. Now eat your Christmas dinner while it's still hot.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Right. Okay.
Mhm.
And then we have a Nipper
Oh,
story.
artwork's fantastic.
Yeah, I think this is a later artist, wasn't it? It was Charles. I think
Yes.
it's Charles Rowlands. I think Charles
Love it.
Rowlands. I think did this
Love
one.
it.
Yeah. So Nipper's playing. Well, he's actually not playing. Actually, Blackpool Rovers are playing. Nipper's actually not playing. Um, for some reason. Um, and they were losing Blackpool Rovers, but they're coming back and they get a penalty. Nippers shouts out, "No, let Alan Hardwick take it," because he doesn't want Ray to take it. But unfortunately, they couldn't hear him, and so the penalty's missed, or the keeper saves it, and Blackpool lose. They were playing Kings Bay. They're playing
Yeah,
in Kings Bay at the time, so they lost
mighty
3-2.
Kingsman.
And the chairman there, he's not happy. But he talks about Andy Stewart, who's not well, and he says he's been readmitted to hospital, gentlemen. I'm afraid that Andy hasn't fully recovered from the dreadful car crash, and pressures of his job were just too much for him. As for the game, well, all I can say is that you did your best. So let's try and forget about football for a little while and enjoy the Christmas break, eh? Merry Christmas. And this has confused all the Blackpool players because clearly he's a bit of a old miser, the chairman. And they're going, well, I'm blowed. Old Sheldon actually smiled. He didn't even have a go at you, Nipper. That's what worries me, says Nipper. So he's walking away, and it's Mike Bateson's there. And yeah, it's a nice snowy scene. It's a Christmas tree, and they're walking in the car park. And he goes, yeah, that's very strange. He's got something up his sleeve. I'm certain of it. Mike says, but I'm not going to let him spoil my Christmas. You're coming to the party, aren't you? And so clearly they've hired a hall, and the Blackport players, they've got a disco, got a proper Christmas disco there. And they've got actually women.
Yeah, yeah.
Tiger, what's going on?
You signed this off, Barry. Did you sign this off?
Oh, yes, a gentle introduction.
Thank you very much for that. We all appreciated that, Barry, on behalf of us. And one of the girls there going, what a rave up. You wouldn't think Rovers were bottom of the first division, Nipper. Fourth from bottom, Kerry, and we're still in the League Cup, remember? Now, it's a bit controversial. I mean, they're fourth from bottom and they're having a party. Lucky there's no social media back then.
Not sure you'd get away with it today. Yeah. If somebody would take a picture of that and it would be out in the press.
Exactly. And yeah, as part of the party, they have a competition. And there's somebody who's dressed up as Santa Claus has agreed to go in goal. And yeah, they have a bit of a penalty competition. Nipper scores. And some wag says, oh, pretty he couldn't take the spot kick against Kings Bay. And yeah, so just as the story finishes, Bert, who is a member of the Blackpool ground staff, says, Nipper, have you seen this? I don't know if it means anything, but I was clearing out Sheldon's office the other day and I found this in his waste paper basket. It looks like he cut it out of a newspaper. Nipper goes, good grief. And there's headlines that a controversial coach is returning from the USA. So what's going to happen? Potentially, is he going to be ended up at Blackpool Rovers? Who knows? And it finishes. Has Sheldon got a nasty surprise for the new year? See the next episode. So again,
he was so shocked he didn't have a chance to say Merry Christmas.
Do you know something, Barry? I was just thinking this is the first story, isn't it, where with the fourth wall hasn't been broken with Nipper or the characters wishing the readers a Merry Christmas.
Big shock.
That's true. I suppose, yeah, the chairman says Merry Christmas, but he's talking to them, isn't he? Nobody's talking to the actual readers.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, he's kind of looking at us, but he's talking to the players. It does.
Yeah,
no,
he's talking to the players. Yeah.
Interesting. That Christmas had a Nipper.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, he has. Yeah.
If I might interject as well, I mean, kind of keeping the pod live and dating when we're doing this, you've kind of got your timings wrong a little bit, mute button, because you finished Skid Solo 5 minutes too early because Lando Norris it's just confirmed he's just become world champion. So that could have happened when you were reviewing Skid Solo. If you just think about that, you could have been talking about Skid Solo in 1980, and Lando Norris could have won his first championship as you were doing it, but we didn't quite manage it, I think.
Like we said many times, Tangent, we're amateurs.
Yes, exactly.
Is it December? We're doing a Christmas special. Is it?
I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure Barry's going to be penning us a letter as well as the artist for Billy's Boots not having snow on it.
Hey, there are very few people in this world who actually make their Christmas specials in December. I consider us professionals for doing that. I'm not making it 2 or 3 months earlier and hoping that we predict it right.
Thank you, Ian. Yeah. And yeah, this is interesting. I was asking you about this, Barry, if you remember this, but So this is like another spread. This is actually not a color spread, but there's a Tiger exclusive feature. It's black and white, but this is with Andy Gray. So the Wolves centre forward at the time, Scottish forward as well, obviously. And I just wondered about this because I don't know if you remember back, because I know that was a long time ago, but obviously you got Big Daddy on the cover, but you got Andy Gray as well. Can you remember if there's any thoughts about actually having Andy Gray? I mean, who was it? I don't know. Probably Big Daddy was probably the biggest star, probably. But clearly there was this photo feature with Andy Gray as well. It's interesting. There's two photo features in there of sports stars.
Yes, I've got no memory at all of this Andy Gray one. I think I was the character dressed as Mickey Mouse in the first picture.
Barry, you're
Fair.
always there. You're
Yeah,
always there.
yeah.
Yeah, you were probably in the cracker earlier, weren't you? I don't know, with Big Daddy.
You guessed. You saw my feet sticking out the bottom.
I recognize those feet anywhere. That's brilliant. I mean, this is so Andy Gray. It's a funny photo shoot, really. So he's in his house in Shropshire. Yeah, and the first picture's got him holding a soft toy of Mickey Mouse. Another one is wearing skates in the garden, which is, I mean, it's £1 million. Footballer, he could have broken an ankle on that. I mean, health and safety. Then he's in some sort of hanging chair inside, and then he looks like he's in a full capri as well. And then he's on the balcony. Yeah, interesting anyway. But Andy Gray, yeah. So there's Andy Gray. A Grey Christmas is the headline.
Yeah, I like that. I did like
That's good.
that.
That's good.
That's clever, isn't it?
It is clever.
It
There's
is
some
very
clever people worked on comics, Barry, didn't they?
I've heard that, yeah.
And then we have File of Fame. This one actually isn't Christmas related whatsoever. And this File of
No.
Fame was obviously it was short stories over 2 or 3 weeks. But this one was on. It was on Hayley Elliott, who's a double Olympic champion. But I won't cover that one because I'm going to move on to one of our favourites, Hot Shot Hamish, not Hamish.
Oh,
This is a great masthead actually, because is that like one of the old Adidas or Tango balls? I can't remember the footballs. Do you recognise that one?
You just
Very
got a
Christmassy.
bit
oh,
better
oh,
song,
it's in the
yeah.
heading. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the famous. Yeah. I mean that. Sorry, as well. Going to like, also that was the football that I always wanted for my Subbuteo set as well.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So this story, you've got Hamish and his Prince's Park colleagues. They've won their first cup tie in the Scottish Cup. I think they're struggling in the league, and they're looking forward to Christmas. And then they can see this. There's a character in a Santa suit carrying a sack on the side of the pitch, and they're going, oh, and they're going. That old professor chap we met said we were to beware of a man in a red cloak and white whiskers. Hamish says, oh, there's nothing to worry about. That's our boss, Mr. McWhacker, dressed as Father Christmas. And indeed it is. And so he goes, okay, lads, you can pack up early as it's Christmas. You can go home until our next league match on Boxing Day. And someone says, take one last kick, Hamish. Aye, I'll do that, Jamie. And oh no, Hamish shoots. It's the hot shot and he hits Mr. McWhacker's sack. And what was inside it? And somebody says, oh, I hope there's nothing breakable in there, boss. And you go, souvenir mugs and bottles of lemonade, one each for everyone. But of course, they've all been shattered, all been broken. And I go, oh no. And then just at that moment, another Father Christmas appears on the pitch in a sleigh, horse-drawn, singing a song, God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing ye dismay. And I'm like, who's this? McWhacker goes, I don't know, but I hope he has better luck than I did. And anyway, this Father's Christmas character, he whizzes round the goalposts, brings down the goalposts, and McWhacker's going, oh, my goalposts. And the Father Christmas character goes, stop it, someone. It's gone balmy. I cannot hold it. But luckily, Hamish jumps in and he holds back. He holds back the horse, and he ruins the pitch. Digging in, but he manages to stop the horse. And the Santa says, thank you, laddie. I was in a wee bit of trouble there. I'm still doing the Welsh accent, by the way. And he goes, and he goes, Christmas presents for everyone, Andy. Andy, Jamie, Jock, wee Wally. And he's throwing them out, the presents on the back of the sleigh. And I go, ouch! Oh, they're heavy. And one drops on McWhacker's foot. My foot! He's jumping up and down. And they're going, what is it? And I go, Lucky Rock lads, all the way from Lucky Mountain on my wee island home in the Hebrides. And McWhacker goes, fat lot of luck it's brought me so far. My toes are numb. And who is it? Beneath the beard. It's not Barrie Tomlinson. No. It's Hamish's dad. And Hamish goes, oh, it's my daddy. He was in every strip. You couldn't keep him out of the story, could you? Hamish's daddy was always in every story.
Well, it's interesting that McMutton's not in this story.
I was just thinking, you'd think he'd be pulling the carriage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, that'd be the obvious thing, wouldn't it, of having him there?
I think it's a bit cold for the wee sheep, you see.
Perhaps they were having roast lamb for their Christmas lunch.
Barry. I tell you what, I'm pleased you said it because you're the only one of us that would get away with that. I tell you.
I was thinking he's not going to go there, is he? And he went there.
Did.
with mint sauce. Yeah. Yeah. So it's my daddy. So Mr. Balfour called in at Hamish's cottage and decorated it as well. So they all go back to Hamish's cottage. And he's there and he's talking to Hamish and he goes, I have a special wee present for you, Hamish. And Hamish goes, that's nice of you, Daddy. I've got one for ye too. I bought you a vat. They've both bought each other both the same vase. Oh dear. And anyway, that's it. And so they hold up the vase in celebration. They break the fourth wall and they go, well, a happy Christmas to everyone from all at Prince's Park. So that's the end of that story, and I think that's the end of that show. The last go on, Barry.
Just on that story, I recognise the lettering as being by David Vanderput. He was one of our regular artists. He lived in North Wales, so we had to post everything to him, and he posted it back, and it always worked in those days. We didn't lose anything.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly keeps up the Welsh theme of the show so far.
Yeah, this is the Welsh special.
Yes, that ties in with your accent.
Yeah, my Scottish accent, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've been working hard on. Yeah, and then to finish, we have the great English batsman David Gower on the back as well. And he's holding a copy of the 1982 Tiger Annual. We probably could have done with him. We were lucky with him as a captain out in the.
Yeah,
let's not go there. It's not.
Let's moving on. We've already given Aussie Lee too much to laugh at this edition.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, he would have been quite handy there, wouldn't he?
He would have been. Yeah. Did you ever meet David Gower, Barry?
Yes.
Many
times and often. Yeah.
Nice guy. Was it? It was nice.
He did various things for us. He did a regular quiz.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Yes.
Just that, talking about the quiz, actually, when you were going through, I didn't mention it because I saw the answers, and I saw one of the answers, and it's made me go back and look at the quiz. So the second question in the Eddie Tops Christmas Sports Quiz, of all the Scottish and English League soccer clubs, there is only one single name club incorporating the letters that spell Santa in it, with two separate A's. Which club is it? And it's the Scottish team that I support. So any guesses on that?
I take this one.
No. It's got to have two A's in it to spell Santa.
Sterling Albion.
No. It's not the answer given.
Stranraer.
Yes, well done, mute button. Congratulations, Stranraer. And as I say, they don't often get a mention. So once again, a massive thanks to Mr. Tomlinson getting my favourite Scottish team in the Tiger publication.
They got a free mention.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, before we leave 1981, I'm just going to spend just a couple of minutes just thinking about, so try and have a guess what was on BBC One on Christmas Day 1981? What sort of shows would have been on?
Morecambe and Wise, I suppose.
Ah, interesting. Not on BBC. Not on BBC One. No,
Oh, they were on ITV then, were they?
they'd move over to
A
ITV. Yeah,
controversial move.
I'll go. I'll go through the.
It was, do you know what? I mean, I've got to be careful because, there's always the films that as a kid I always remember that seemed to be on Christmas were The Great Escape, Wizard of Oz, King and I, and The Sound of Music. So any of those four.
No,
I don't believe it. You're kidding me.
Zulu.
well, they would have been on over the Christmas period, but this is Christmas Day, remember? So Christmas Day. This is BBC One. Tom
Oh.
Thumb,
Okay.
Tom
Tom
Thumb.
Thumb, Top of the Pops,
Has
Laurie
to be Top of the
Grayson's
Pops.
Laurie Grayson's
Shh.
Generation Game,
Shut that door.
the Christmas film, the main Christmas film, and this is in 1981,
Interesting.
was
Yeah.
In Search of the Castaways from 1961. I know,
God,
the Hayley Mills film.
I must admit, I don't know that film at all.
Paul Daniels' Magical Christmas.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
Paul Daniels had been he did The Tiger, didn't he, later on? The Last of the Summer Wine, Two Ronnies. Two Ronnies was on
Excellent.
Yes.
BBC One. And Dallas. Well,
Yeah.
obviously with
Well, we
Roy
don't like to
Rovers
talk about
connection.
Dallas, though. Yeah, taking Barry's storylines of Roy getting shot, using it as their own to get rid of JR. How dare they?
brilliant. And before we leave 1981, Christmas number one in 1981, anybody?
Oh,
Tiger.
ABBA.
Sorry, Barry?
Tiger or Roy the Rovers, I should think.
Tiger.
Certainly on the comic book shelves, they were, Barry.
I think it was too early for Shakin' Stevens' "Merry Christmas, Everyone," wasn't it? I think that was a few years later. I think the best-selling song of the year would either have been "Soft Cell Tainted Love" or "Stand and Deliver," Adam and the Ants were around that time. But Christmas number one, no.
What's
no.
the
Oh.
human
You can say
league one?
Human League.
Yeah, I
Ah,
was going
well
to say
done.
Human
Well
League.
done,
Don't you want
chaps.
me?
Don't you want
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah,
Well
yeah.
done. Yeah. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think the
Right.
best-selling toy was?
In
Not the
81,
Rubik's Cube.
Cabbage Patch Dolls.
81, Star Wars AT-AT. 28,
Oh, I never had the AT-AT. I had the Millennium Falcon.
followed by He-Man's Castle Grayskull. We had that.
It's amazing, isn't it, how your memory is. I thought He-Man was later than that. So
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so we
Barry's
now
looking at us like we're talking a foreign language all of a sudden, Barry.
right.
Well, it's out of my era of music, really, I think.
Yeah.
My era was Ruby Murray.
I was going to say Ruby Murray. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we know your favourites, Barry. Yeah,
That's something you
remember
have on a Friday night, isn't it?
that's where it came from. That's where it came from.
that. Yeah. Right. So now we're gonna jump to the first ever Christmas Roy the Rovers comic. Obviously, Roy the Rovers launched in September 1976, and we have what I think is an iconic cover. It's probably my favourite cover, really. I think
Yeah.
ever of Roy the Rovers, with Eric Morecambe on the cover, 7p, and it says on the cover, Eric Morecambe makes it a Merry Christmas,
It didn't
lots of snow.
need any more words on the cover. I thought that was quite enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's very
Definitely.
powerful, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. That's the first time I've realised that. There's no other
Mm.
words at all, is there?
Mm.
Yeah, nice, brilliant, superb. Yeah, so obviously we'll flip through the comic as well. Smith and Son, the first story.
Yeah.
This is a story. We've got Barry and Danny Smith. This is a Christmas story, so it's set at Christmas. There was a pop concert held on the pitch by Earl Prince, who was a pop star at the time. But the pitch is not in a playable state, so
I like the way you just glossed over that. I mean, of course, that was Prince before, before he dropped the Earl.
So he's the artist.
This was his very early stuff, and Purple Rain was just a thought process for him at this time.
So he was the artist formerly known as Earl Prince.
oh,
Yeah.
brilliant! Well done. Gold star there to the Golden Boy. Brilliant
Yes.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So they actually called in the players I think it's on Christmas Day. Christmas Day they come in and they
wow.
actually flatten the pitch. But anyway, the story continues, and they ended up they play on Boxing Day. They managed to win the game. Old Prince is really pleased, and they end up with a slap up dinner with all the families together, and they say Merry Christmas to everybody after the Christmas dinner. So it's a nice little Christmas story there for Smith and Son. And then we have Mike's Mini Men. Mike's Mini Men, and this sort of Barry. I found out the artist because I always wondered who the artist was. Is Jim Eldridge? Does he ring bells?
Yes,
You, Jim?
very much,
Yeah.
very much so. Yes.
Because I'd never known who the artist was, but I think I think he drew for Bunty, didn't he? Didn't the guy say he
Yeah.
used to draw for Bunty as well and other publications? But Jim Eldridge, yeah, so he's the artist, and
Yes.
I think Ian
He,
Vosper wrote it. I think.
he worked for us through an agency, through the Temple Art Agency. So I never met him.
Ah, right.
Just one of the reasons I've forgotten his name because it was just an agency that we paid.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it's nice to name check him because his art was quite iconic, especially in Mike's Mini Men. So in this story, Mike is they're trying to raise some money for one of his mates, Terry Jenkins, is injured in an accident. So they're trying to raise money to put on a bit of a Christmas party. So you see Mike and some of his friends getting together and doing various different jobs to make some money. In the end, Terry, I've just flicked over the page, and Terry comes out of hospital, and Mike says, to celebrate the occasion, because it's Christmas, we're throwing a party for you. It's me. I don't believe it. Well, it's true, mate. Tomorrow evening at my place. Oh, and bring your table football team. Of course, Mike's around and there's a party. Table football's going to be part of the party, isn't it? So you have that, and actually they get a first division footballer come to join us, a special guest, Tim Strawn. He's come, and he's not only a first division footballer, but he's also a former table football champion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they ended up. So you got another scene there with party hats, playing table football, and yes, Mike turns to us at the end and says, "Yes, well done, Terry. Welcome home, and Merry Christmas, everyone." So there's another breaking of the fourth wall there by Mike Daly.
I'm intrigued. They got through that year quick because didn't they celebrate Christmas in number one of Roy of the Rovers just 3 months back in Mike's Mini Men because that's where he got his table football set was for Christmas.
Oh gosh, well, good to shout. I'm not going to doubt you, Ian, because I know you've recently reread them all, so you could be right. Yeah,
I'm going to have a look back at season one again after I complete it all, and I'll take a look at that one.
It's interesting that this story was a sort of middle of the road story.
Yeah,
It was in the middle of the popularity charts.
yeah.
But it's got more popular in recent times. If I mention Mike's Mini Men on social media, it gets a tremendous response.
Really? I wonder if that's also to do in recent times, that nostalgic look back at Subbuteo as well. Wonder if that's kind of, I wonder if suddenly people now in their older age kind of maybe reread Mike's Mini Men because of that. You never know. It's interesting though, isn't it?
Yeah, the combination, the two things.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely it. I think you're right. It is interesting, Barry. Yeah.
it lasted, and that's the thing. It lasted a few years.
It did last quite a few years. Yeah,
at least, wasn't it?
yeah. It did, and it came back in annuals and
Yes,
specials, didn't it?
which is where I first saw it.
This is really interesting, Barry. I don't know if you remember this, but this is like a 2-page article by, I say, Roy, inverted commas.
Why is it inverted commas?
Well, sorry,
let's see.
can we just pause the recording, please? Otherwise, it's so controversial.
Gosh, you know what? We've brought Barry on and we've given him homework. That's the third letter he's got to now, Pen.
Yeah. Anyway, this is really interesting because this is from Roy himself. This is he's obviously got lots of letters in from readers, and they're interested in what was his favourite TV program, what's his favourite food. Barry, do you remember helping Roy with this at all at the time?
Well, when he lists his favourite food, it would have said melon, steak, and trifle if I'd have been involved. So obviously, this is Roy's own choice.
Brilliant stuff. And he talks about watching stuff on TV. He says Paul Newman is his favourite actor. Peter Sellers, didn't you? I thought you quite like Peter Sellers. Were you a big Peter Sellers, or was that just a coincidence that you're a big Peter Sellers fan?
It's a coincidence, but I was a big Peter Sellers fan, yes. The Goon Show and all that sort of thing. One of my greatest achievements was actually meeting him and talking to him.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. If people haven't seen that, I think you've got pictures in your book, haven't you? In one of your books when you
There's a
met
picture
Peter
in the
Sellers.
book, yes.
Yeah. My comic hero. Yeah. Shirley MacLaine was one of Roy's favourite actresses as well, and talks about favourite places to visit. So Switzerland and the USA. James Hunt was one of his favourite sports stars.
Yeah.
And then he ends up, of course, talking about his favourite comedians. He talks about music, but he ends up with his favourite comedians. And yeah, Eric Morecambe and Ernie Wise are the tops with him. But he also mentions Tommy Cooper as well. Tommy Cooper is one of Roy's favourites.
Yes, I never met him, so this is very much Roy's choice.
Of course. Why would it not be? Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Tommy Cooper would have been a good one to get on, wouldn't it? But I'm sure if you had met him, I'm sure he would have been on one of the covers.
Yes, I don't know why I didn't.
The Tommy Cooper statue is probably the second biggest landmark where I live in Caerphilly. It's opposite Caerphilly Castle is the Tommy Cooper statue, and everything happens around the Tommy Cooper statue. It's called Meet You at the Tommy Cooper statue. We've got the War Memorial Service just below the Tommy Cooper statue. It's all that kind of thing. But because actually our War Memorial is just below the Tommy Cooper statue.
So, what's the connection between Tommy Cooper and Caerphilly? I should know this. Oh, I mean, that seems obvious, but yeah. Oh, wow. Well, there you go. I never realised he was Welsh. Very Welsh. I'm going to rename this the Welsh Christmas Special.
Yeah, the Welsh Christmas Special.
Yeah, born in Caerphilly.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, Roy the Rovers story. This is one resplendent, obviously, David Skew's artwork, resplendent in colour.
Who's that? What was the artist's name?
Can't remember. Every time I mention him, he gets another 50 quid. So
is it 50 quid or another letter of admonishment from Barrie?
Yeah. This is one where Roy's having. This is the time when he's having a bit of trouble with Roger Dixon, super sub. So it ends up that there's the supporters club as a Christmas party, but general manager Ben Galloway was going to be the Santa Claus, but he's not well. He's gone down with a heavy cold, so they have to nominate somebody else to become Santa. So Santa turns up. We don't know who he is. He's underneath the beard, and they're playing all sorts of games. And there's a great big ball that's kicked off the stage, and they're kicking the ball around. And then suddenly the ball bursts, and it's full of rosettes. And on the rosette is a number for all the kids. So all the kids then can kind of pick go and get the present with that number on it. So having a fantastic time. They still don't know who the Santa is. But then, all of a sudden, because of all the jumping and running around, the whiskers are falling off the Santa. And guess what? It's only Roger Dixon, the super sub. He's Santa Claus. And Noel Baxter's there.
It's very clever, that, isn't it?
Very clever. I don't know. Yeah, very good thinking there by the writers, the creators, and Noel Baxter's there. Not a wag. Noel Baxter is, and so with a nickname like Super Sub, it just had to be our substitute Santa. Ha ha ha! Everyone's laughing now. There's Blackie. There's Duncan Mackay. And Roger Dixon, he didn't really have much of a sense of humour, did he, Roger Dixon?
No.
Now, just a minute, Baxter. If you're suggesting Roy's there to come on, easy, Roger. You ought to know now that old Noel's jokes get worse as the season goes on. So grab yourself some food and join in the fun. We've got a little message for every supporter of Melchester Rovers. And there we have look to the readers, breaking the fourth wall, says, "Happy Christmas, everyone." And Roy says, "And don't forget to wish me luck with an unbeaten record to defend and Roger Dixon to keep happy. I reckon I'm going to need it."
Brilliant.
Nice bit. Another cliffhanger there.
Well, I was going to ask.
Tom Tully's script.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah,
Well,
brilliant. Tom Tully.
the big football there, Barry, would that have been Tom Tully? You know, it's basically a piñata for the tokens, or would you have had any input into that?
I don't think I'd had any input into that.
Brilliant.
So, as I say, Tom Tully's script, the lettering's by a lady that I always refer to as Miss Cook. She worked through the Temple Art Agency as well. So I never met her, but she was a very good letterer. But always we called her Miss Cook.
Miss Cook. It's funny, different times, isn't it? Yeah. Funny, isn't it?
The artist, again, his name escapes me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wonder, it'd be nice to know who actually drew it
we'll
one day. Maybe even meet him, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to try and get him on the show one day if we can ever find out who it is. I'm sure he's a shrinking violet, so it might take a lot of convincing.
He wouldn't want to come on. He wouldn't want to come on. No.
No, you wouldn't.
You are the star.
Sorry,
I
Barry.
know I am. Yes.
No, yeah. we should get it. You are the star. The story of Barrie Tomlinson. We should read this as if it was Barrie Tomlinson.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. So he goes, "Come on, Barry, one more photo. Just one more." Taxi driver says, "Shall I move on, sir? They've had enough photographs. Let's go." "It must be worrying for you, Barry, being a star player." "I can't say I'd like it." "Worrying? How do you figure that out?" "Well, they're at the top, as you are. There's only one way you can go, and that's downhill." "Charming. You're a cheerful bloke. A Merry Christmas to you too." "And at your lodgings, Barry, your landlady has some news for you. All this post came for you this morning. I think there must be Christmas cards. Gosh, I've never had so much mail in my life. What smashing Christmas cards. My fans really are terrific."
Cost me a fortune because there were no stamps on the envelopes.
See they? Yeah. "A lot of them want a signed photograph of me. How about that?" "Well, you're famous now. The name Barrie Tomlinson really means something." "What do I do with them all? Some of them have sent money in stamps." "Well, we'll just have to get some photographs taken. You've got to keep your fans happy." The next day, you find a photographer. "What style would you like, Barry? These two are popular. The photo with the arms folded is best. I'll have that one."
He looks a bit sinister, that
He
photographer.
does look like some
Do you know,
sort of-
actually, can I just say, I don't know if you can, but actually, he reminds me very much of the person that's being linked with the Blackpool Rovers job,
Yeah,
Mr.
he does.
Adams.
Yes.
God, maybe he's jumped comics and he's gone back 5 years. Gosh.
Yeah, I've just had a quick look, although he's missing the glasses, the photographer, though. But yeah, the beard is a bit similar.
"Where do we take the pictures? At Brentville's ground?" This is what you say, Barry. "No need. We've got our own football ground here. It'll come out looking like the real thing in the photo. You just get changed into football gear. It's like CGI in 1976.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So for listeners, so the photographer, he's obviously got a background which he's unfolding across the walls to take the picture of Barry against it.
And he's interesting. He's got a 1930s camera to take the picture as well in 1976.
Brilliant.
What Barry says, "What shall I do? Smile, look tough, or what? Try a smile. You want all your fans to think you're a happy guy, don't you?" Eventually, you get to Brentville Albion's ground. "Nice to see you, Barry. Did you get any knocks in the Hungarian game?" "Oh, yeah, of course they played Hungary, didn't they?"
Yes.
"No, I'm as fit as a fiddle, boss. I'm ready to play for Albion on Saturday." You change into your tracksuit. "Hello, Barry. I suppose we'll have to pay to talk to you now." Oh, this is all your teammates taking the mick. "I saw the game on TV. You didn't play badly at all. Knocking 2 against Collingwood on Saturday, and you'll put Albion on top of the league. That'll be a great Christmas present for the fans." "When I come home, the taxi driver said to me, the only place I could go was downhill in my career. That can't be true, can it?" You're talking to one of your friends here. "Don't worry. You'll find it tough being a star, but you'll cope." Back at the landlady's place. "It's a parcel for you and another sack full of cards. Put them in the front room." "A parcel? Maybe someone's sending me a Christmas present." "But the parcel contains your fan photos, 200 of them. You have to sign them." I've only written 10. My fingers feel worn out. It seems a bit short, but I'll never get them all done if I write more. And then turn over the page, and the phone's ringing. It's been ringing all day. People just wishing me Merry Christmas. You'll have to get a secretary, young man. And then suddenly there's an advertising agency on the other end of the phone, and they're going, "We hoped you'd be able to do a TV film with us, advertising football boots. What would your fee be?" Look, pal, I don't know anything about this yet. They have to call me after Saturday's game. I'm busy. And so they go out onto the game, and the crowd are going, "We want goals. We want goals." And the teammate turns to you and goes, "They mean you, mate. If you don't score a couple today, they'll be after you." "I can't score in every game. It's not possible." The game kicks off, and whoa, you get tackled early. You go, "Oh, what a tackle." Barrie Tomlinson may be an international star, but he's in for a tough game today. So I think Barry, you're finding it tough. You've got a bit of fame, but everybody's out to get you.
Well, thank you very much for introducing me into the story.
We actually, in the front panel, I'd forgotten this. Barry bagged 2 goals against Hungary for England. So,
oh yeah. I thought this is really interesting. In the very first panel, it says because all the panels are numbered.
That's right.
I didn't spot this, but yeah. So it actually tells you which ones to go to put your name in. So it says 1, 2, 6, 8, 11, 12, 18, and 21.
I've got to say, I mean, I know, but I remember I first saw this story in a summer special. I didn't realize it was a reprint, and I actually fell in love with it. And I have mentioned on the pod before, I know we've said it's Barry, but I genuinely loved putting in the goals for Brentonville Albion.
Well, it's Barry. I don't know why you say that.
Yeah, I know. Apologies. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was something very new.
Oh, it's so clever. Very clever.
No, it was a fantastic idea, concept. I really did enjoy it. And
of course, we've got a bit of an advertisement there for the 1976 Tiger with Ernie Wise underneath.
So funny, sorry on that. Obviously this year's Roy of the Rovers is Eric, and Don Tiger then at the same time was then Ernie Wise, right? So you had them both, Barry.
Oh yes. Ernie was always a Tiger man, and Eric was a Roy.
Right.
Yeah. And this is good. They've got great goals. It's competition. It's not instead of spot the ball, you've got a Christmas pudding.
Yes.
You guys Hill's power packed pudding. You've got Gordon Hill there when he was playing for Manchester United. And they covered the football with a Christmas pudding. Very good. Nice bit of fun pudding placement there.
Brilliant.
And we've got Voice Quiz League. So we should pick out a quick question here. Okay. Which of the following Football League clubs has never won the First Division Championship? This is in 1976, remember. Queen's Park Rangers, Blackburn Rovers, Portsmouth, Ipswich Town, or Newcastle United?
Well, it still rings true today, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Who is it in?
Queen's Park Rangers.
That's right. Very well. Well done, Tangent. And here we have the Morecambe Race Show, famous spread.
Brilliant.
I've got some more photos to share from this actually, Barry, because you sent some other photos over, didn't you? I'll share those after. But this is when you went out to Harpenden. Yeah. Was this the one where you kind of kept him waiting? Was it?
I'm trying to remember. We had 2 sessions with him.
You had a couple, didn't you?
Different years.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this was that one or not.
No, well, because you did one in Tiger, I think, in 1973. He was a cover star in 73. So that might have been an earlier one, perhaps. Anyway, I think you said before, this is the first time that you had somebody smoking in Roy of the Rovers.
Yes, as it was Eric, we allowed that. Yeah,
he's got a cigar.
I just love on a couple of the pictures as well. Eric's got
it's a strange noise. Excuse me.
Eric's got his glasses on Roy's eyes, and then obviously put his glasses over Roy's left knee as well.
Still looks like a face, doesn't it, on his left knee?
Yeah. It's brilliant.
And here's the article there with Barry there putting off his boots.
Crack of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought of starting a story called Eric's Boots, but I never did that.
Oh, these articles are just brilliant. It's brilliant. I think it says here, it's just like, I won't read the whole article, obviously, but it says, Eric says, it promises to be quite a Christmas for you lucky readers. I'm writing this masterpiece for Roy the Rovers, and my partner, Ernie Wise, will be doing his best to entertain Tiger and Scorcher readers with his lack of sporting knowledge. And it doesn't need an expert to tell you who's getting the better deal. Indeed. I've taken time off from advising Don Revie and scouting for Luton just to give you readers the benefit of my unrivaled knowledge of soccer. If that sounds big-headed, then I make no apology. After all, I could have been a schoolboy international in my boyhood days. There was just one snag. I never went to school. However, my ambition to win an England cap was almost realised. Indeed, I once had a trial and was bound over to keep the peace.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I mean, I've said it before, but you can tell it's him, kind of. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, I was
ghostwritten
going
or
to say,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
You know, for
That is
some star
fantastic.
as big as him, Barry, you must still pinch yourself really to kind of think you've got a star as big as him to write things for the comic.
Yeah, to get the pair of them together and to put one in Tiger, one in Roy, it was double success.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that sort of picture is a nice souvenir for me. Me trying to get Eric's boots off.
it's incredible. I mean, I know we've spoken about Christmas in 1980, 1981. Actually, Christmas Day, 1976, on BBC One. What was on BBC One? What do you think was on BBC One? Christmas Day. Morecambe and Wise Show. Exactly. You're
Yes.
right. Bygone. Morecambe and Wise Show, 15.4 million viewers.
Wow.
And I mean, famously, the year after, they got 21 million. For that was such big stars.
I mean, I don't think I've ever said this on this, but I can imagine actually, I mean, a completely different age. Most of our listeners and YouTube viewers are of a similar age. We've discussed this before. But, if you cast your mind back, I could actually imagine sort of parents, you'd walk into the local news agents and there'd be all the comics and everything. I can imagine if they didn't, but if they saw a picture of Ernie Wise or Eric Morecambe on the cover of these things, I can imagine parents saying, "Oh, actually, I'll get that for my son or whatever." And would be interesting. You'll never know. I wonder how many extras you did sell or to people that wouldn't normally read it just from those stars. Because there's got to be, like myself, my dad really didn't have any interest in football at all. But that was the sort of thing, if he'd have realised it was a football comic, but having them on the cover would have attracted him,
Yes, I think it was a good thing for us to have them. It must have increased circulation.
Yeah.
I mean, they were absolute superstars of the day, of the time, weren't they?
Oh yeah, amazing. Any guys before we move off this? Any other guesses? What was on BBC One on Christmas Day?
Good Life.
Good Life? No. But
I'm
good game.
gonna
Good
cheat
game.
this.
I do.
The general.
Good game.
Bruce Forsyth.
Bruce Forsyth this
it?
time, the
Bruce
general.
Forsyth
Yeah, well, it
generation.
would have been the original, wouldn't it? I was just wondering, would the two Ronnies have made it as well still? Or would that have been a bit too early for them?
Yeah, they weren't actually. But Boxing Day we had the Wizard of Oz and the Val
One of my
Doonican show.
4 movies that I said,
Only
and I didn't
4
say them
movies.
this time. Oh no, open goal, and I've missed it, Barry. No wonder I never got that trial for Manchester Rovers.
The big film though, the big film was Airport.
Oh, okay.
Airport. Oliver was on earlier in the day. Obviously the musical. And on ITV, now this is quite interesting, it was the John Curry Ice Spectacular.
Oh, of course, yes.
And of course, remember from when we did the specials show with Barry, we had John Curry was on that, wasn't he? In the 1976, the Olympic one, wasn't he?
Yes.
So
John Curry. He was hot stuff.
Hey, look at that joke never fails, does it? The John Ruby Murray Spectacular.
It's
brilliant.
amazing to think back though, like you say, that the John Curry would have had a tea. Could you imagine? I mean, because obviously we haven't, but an ice skater having a Christmas special on mainstream TV these days.
It's incredible, isn't it? And actually, other stuff was on. I've got Christmas Salad of the Century.
Oh,
Salad of the
Um,
century.
wow.
Boxing Day was Christmas Run Around. There's Chipperfield's
Oh,
Christmas
Run
Circus.
Around.
There's always a circus, wasn't it? Always a
Yeah.
yeah.
circus.
Run
And Boxing Day,
around.
Run
Ah.
Around. Yeah. Boxing Day,
Fun.
Tommy Cooper's Guest Night. So Tommy
Oh,
Cooper was on
yeah.
Boxing Day with Arthur Askey, Lionel Blair, and the Three Degrees.
That's brilliant. What a
What a
lineup.
lineup! What a lineup! Number one. What do you reckon was number one?
Oh,
Christmas
where are
number
we?
one,
76.
1976.
Oh,
It's not.
and
It's not Ruby Murray. There's your
uh,
clue.
yeah, actually, it's too early for Greece, isn't it? And Greece wouldn't have been at Christmas, but I know that
Mary's
was.
Boy Child?
Oh,
Oh,
mm,
good. No, that's 78. I think. Good shout
Oh,
there,
okay.
oh.
Golden Boy.
ABBA.
Who?
ABBA.
ABBA. No, I don't think they had their Christmas. I'm not sure.
No.
It was Johnny Mathis
Oh,
Elvis Bar.
blimey.
when a child is born. Yeah.
Mm, wow.
Okay. Right. Anyway, moving on. Let's have a bit of trouble. Christmas. We have Tommy Barnes and Ginger Collins. Yeah, so this I think Tommy's playing rugby. You know, many times he was forced to play
Mm,
rugby at Crowhurst Road School, and in this strip, Ginger's actually playing football. Tommy's
mhm,
Tommy's been playing rugby. At half time, Tommy nips away from the rugby game and goes to watch Ginger. Ginger's playing in a full stadium.
mhm.
He's gone in goal and he's doing a lot better. I think he was playing in midfield previously and he wasn't doing too well. But Ginger he was quite a good player, wasn't he? Ginger seemed to
Yeah,
be really rubbish at first, but then he seemed to get better, didn't he? I think
yeah.
Tommy kind of taught him a few things, didn't he, really? But this was the time when he was going in goal, no gloves.
Mhm.
Certainly
But
a
yeah,
big crowd there, isn't there?
Yeah,
massive.
yeah.
There
Massive.
must be a Christmas fixture. It was always popular, wasn't it? Christmas games. Um, but yeah, at the end of towards the end of the story, there's a bit of a Christmas scene there. You've got just Tommy and Ginger. I don't know why there's just the two of them. Nobody else seems to be there.
It always
Yeah.
was. There was never any adults, were there? They would look
Yeah.
at their own club and
Yeah, I can't remember ever seeing Tommy's mum or dad. I can't remember.
Tommy's
Can you?
dad,
Yeah,
Tommy's
no,
dad
there
came
weren't.
into it once.
Right.
His
That
mum.
was when Tommy was banned from playing football, and he turned up at the ground to make sure Tommy didn't play. So brilliant parenting there. He only turns up when he doesn't want his child to play.
It was the 70s.
Yeah.
You know,
Can
different parenting.
can
Yeah.
I just say, sorry, you've gone back past, but that one panel there where Tommy, that really shows his hair brilliantly. That panel where he's pushed to the front and he's watching Ginger play. I mean, but for listeners, it's difficult. But for the YouTube viewers, you see that. But that is, for me, that the artwork there is brilliant. I really
It
love
is
that.
great.
And it's
That is really good.
really Buffonty sweep over locks there.
I think it was Bugiro, wasn't it? Raymond Bugiro. I think he was the artist. I think he was
That's
who
right,
used,
yes.
it was
That really is a classic picture. It really is
Yeah,
superb
brilliant.
artwork.
yeah,
Lots of hairspray, I think, was used in that
yeah.
particular picture to keep it nice and stiff.
That's Tommy Barnes, the heartthrob there in that panel. That's what I'm going to say.
He does, yeah. He looks. Yeah, I hesitate to use the word sexy.
Yeah.
I wish.
It looks
I wish I hadn't said it. I wish I hadn't said it now.
So-
But you know.
I was going to say, I'm not so sure Tommy Barnes, the footballer, but more like he's looking to start a boy band.
Yeah, he does look a bit like yeah, almost like George Michael-esque.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Yeah. In the last Christmas video. Right. Okay. Here we have the hard man. Yes, now we're talking. Now we're talking a proper writer who knows how to write a story.
We keep
Hey,
the
Barry.
best till last.
Keep the best.
It's a bit mean on the snow though, on the heading.
Yeah, wasn't a lot, was there?
It's
Yeah.
a small dusting.
Cry-
Small
tell you
dusting
what,
in
Barry,
Danefield.
I'm not sure we can afford to get you on anymore because that's the fifth letter you've got to do now.
And this is this is a great one. This one. So you got Johnny getting up. Is it Christmas morning? No, I think it's
Yeah, Christmas Day on the wrong foot.
No, it's Christmas, and yeah, he's had a lot of fans. Yeah, no white Christmas yet, but that's not going to spoil things for me. He's opening the curtains. It's going to be a busy day. So he's coming out of the house. He's got a big sack full of presents. He said, "Oh, this is going to please a lot of people. The Danefield lads have all contributed something. As soon as I've picked up Kevin, we can get things moving." So here we go. Kevin Taylor, England's national, joins the skipper in the car. It's a massive, that's a great car. It was morning, hard man. Who got you up this early? If you must know, 3 alarm clocks. Get in. We're late already. So they're driving off to the local hospital. There's always hospitals. Very charitable characters in Roy the Rovers and Tiger comics. But the trouble is, there's a no parking sign outside Danefield General Hospital. And so Johnny says, "We'll park outside." Kevin says, "Better not, Johnny. There's a no parking sign. Who's going to worry about parking regulations at Christmas?" "Hey, you can't park there." Well, guess what? The traffic warden's working on Christmas Day. It's a traffic warden. Better go forward again. "It's all right. I'll have a word with him. Explain what we're here for." But oh no, he's reversed back. And what's he done? He's reversed back over his foot. "Ah, my foot. Assaulted a traffic warden in the execution of his duty. I'm reporting you for this." Johnny said, "It was an accident, chum. We're here to distribute toys to the kids." "I don't care what you're here for. I'm booking you." That's not very charitable. The traffic warden there. "Why, you have a good..." He's got a sheepskin coat. No McMutton was killed in the making of this coat for Johnny. They're in the ward, and here's all the kids in their beds. So Johnny's giving out the presents, and you got a couple of kids there playing. Looks like they're playing Sabitio. Kevin Taylor's playing Sabitio, and he's throwing balls. I'm not sure if you should be heading balls around a children's ward, but it's like, hey, it's Christmas, anything's allowed. I'm going, "Oh gosh, thanks, fantastic." And the doctor said, "Gentlemen, you've given them the best presents they've ever had." And the nurse says, "Just meeting 2 famous footballers like yourselves has been the best tonic they could possibly receive." Johnny says, "We're sure glad to have helped. Good luck in the Christmas match against Woodburn. Make sure you win. Thanks, everyone, and a Merry Christmas to all of you." And now they're at the match. This is on December the 27th. Here come Danefield, and the crowd's cheering, and they're all carrying parcels. What's going on? And so the Danefield players giving presents out to the crowd. And they're presents for us. What a great idea. Thanks, Johnny. Everybody's smiling, and Johnny shakes hands with the opposing captain. "Merry Christmas, Joe. But I should warn you, those presents are the last ones we're handing out today. You'll get no presents from Woodburn either, hard man. The only present we're after is 2 points." All ready for the kickoff. "Right, lads, forget about all the Christmas pud you've been eating. Let's go all out for a quick goal." So they break forward. "Okay, Kevin, to me." Kevin passes to Johnny right into his path, and he shoots. It's a goal. What a start. Oh no. But what's happened? The ref's not giving it. The linesman's waving for offside. Oh no, what's going to... And Johnny's losing it. "Ref, you've got to be joking. That was perfectly good. I'm not having it. It was a goal. You've got to give it. You've got to." And the crowd's, "Dexter's going berserk. It looks like he's going to attack the ref." Next issue, the hard man is heading for more trouble. So here we have a cliffhanger there. Yeah.
Johnny losing it and heading for more trouble.
That's unusual, isn't it?
He was so upset he didn't have a chance to say Merry Christmas to everybody.
No, he didn't, did he?
No.
He didn't.
Even Doctor Who broke the fourth wall once. The 1965 Christmas special on BBC One. At the end of the episode, they actually turned to the camera and wished everyone a Merry Christmas at home.
Oh wow!
Wow, blimey! There you go. So Doctor Who did it, but not Johnny. No, but Johnny was too. Well, he was the hard man after all. You know. So that's a great Christmas story there, Barry.
I've just got a message from Victor Boskovic saying, "Why is he not in that episode?"
Yes.
Well, you need to say more. You need to talk to the writer. You need to talk to the author.
That was all to come. Victor fits in.
Yeah, it was before.
Victor
wasn't
appeared
it?
by then.
No. That was all to come. That was all to come.
About a year later, probably about a year later, a year or two later, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
This was the whole build up to introducing Victor.
Victor's agent was probably on at you, Barry, constantly around about this sort of time, trying to take you out for lunch around Fleet Street and wine and dine you, trying to get Victor into the story.
As if I'd fall for something like that.
So it was Johnny who came to Victor, wasn't it, when he joined Rail Grumpala
That's
and
right.
Victor was
That's
Yeah,
right.
manager
That's
then.
right.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's it.
I t
It
yeah.
was, go
Sorry.
on, Paul.
No, go on mute because
I was going to say, Barry, you must have remember being taken out to Spain on those trips to, and I'm sure you would have, yeah, told everybody about it just to make sure it was above board. All those many
Mhm.
trips out to Barcelona.
All the chips and melon steak and trifle in various places.
Don't tell Roy; he'll be
Yeah,
jealous.
exactly. I was just saying, actually, you got me a little bit there in the panel when it says when the Danefield players come out onto the pitch, and it says December the 27th, and I was thinking, oh, that's weird. Why not? But of course, actually, that year Christmas Day was on the Saturday.
Well,
Ah,
that's what I
So
thought. How
yeah,
clever, of
yeah,
course. You wouldn't have
mm,
expected anything different. Well,
no, no, exactly. So it's interesting as well. Just goes to show how things have changed because there wouldn't have been football then on the Sunday because it
no.
would have been,
oh yeah, of course,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Football's on a
yeah.
Sunday.
So
Yeah, no.
they would have moved it to the Monday.
I think just about the only sport you would get on a Sunday back then would have
Mm,
been cricket during the
mm,
cricket season.
yeah,
And
yeah.
even then, it would start at 2 o'clock. So it would
Mm,
allow people to come after church, after lunch, etc.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Different times.
Nice artwork Doug Max did.
Oh,
Oh,
brilliant.
brilliant, brilliant.
Love it.
Excellent.
Love it.
Yeah.
It was just
Mm.
perfect. Your writing and
Ag-
Doug's artwork. Yeah.
Again, like you say, I mean, when for me, it's the panels with in the children's hospital, the detail. If you really keep looking at it, like you said, Kevin Taylor playing the football game, but even in the background, all the things,
Yeah.
yeah, just fantastic artwork.
Mhm.
Right. So let's move on. Some festive funnies. Some more festive funnies. Um, let's have a look. Trying to think of some funny ones.
Oh God, the bottom right one, sorry. So you got a goalkeeper leaning
Oh yeah,
against
go
the
on.
goalpost and the ball's in the back of the net and the defender saying to him, "Why didn't you stop it?" And the goalkeeper says, "I gave them a goal as a Christmas present."
Brilliant stuff. We should name check the artist. The artist this week was Bernard Cookson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great. You know what? I only realised I didn't realise at the time, but it actually was readers that I know we've said this before, but actually
Yeah.
it's readers' jokes, wasn't it? Really. So
Yeah.
it's great if you ever got a joke
Yeah.
published. It's superb
Mm.
stuff there.
Somebody in the crowd on the right-hand side has got a pipe in his
Yeah.
mouth.
Well, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Miss,
on the opposite side.
missed that one.
Pipes.
And on the left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it? Oh God, yeah. Yeah, blimey, pipes. When was the last time you
Oh.
saw somebody with a pipe?
Mm.
Pipe,
Yeah, right.
please.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
saw a plumber.
You saw, you saw a plumber.
For the pipe.
Oh yeah. So,
He's too quick
he's
he's
too
too
slow.
quick.
He's too
Yeah,
quick for us.
exactly.
He's
Too
too,
quick
super
for
fast.
us. Yeah.
Millionaire Villa. This
Yes.
is a great episode. If anybody remembers this one, but
Mm,
I'll whiz through this one. So you obviously got David Bradley, millionaire
mhm.
David Bradley, who bought into Selby Villa for £2 million. But there was a player that was out to get him, and like a mystery enemy. And anyway, he's trying to find out who it is. But anyway, he goes to his car. Or David Bradley, he's looking. He sees somebody. Oh, bless you,
Thank
Scrooge
you.
McDuck. And he sees someone tampering with his car. He's like, "Who's that? It must be his mystery enemy." And he sees it's actually Brian Barker, who's another player. And he's like, "Oh wow, it's Brian Barker, the player whose place I took." Well, even if he's got a grudge, there's no need to carry on like this. He needs teaching a lesson. So clearly, he's been tampering with his car. Anyway, David gets in the bath with all the rest of the team, like he did in those days, the massive, great big hygienic bath. Um, and yeah, they come out of the bath and they're getting dressed. And David says, "I say, Brian, old chap, let me give you a lift." Brian Barker also goes, "Eh? No, I've got my own car." And David goes, "No, it's all right. My chauffeur can drive it home for you. I'm dying to show you my new convertible. It goes like a bomb." Of
Mhm.
course, like Brian doesn't want to. I'd rather come some other time. I've got to get home. Nonsense, my dear fellow. I insist. So, of course, Brian Barker's got into David's car and off they go on his fantastic convertible car. "Right, let's go. Merry Christmas." And
Mhm.
Brian's like, "No, wait." And then they, David goes, "We'll go down Corkscrew Hill. That should be good." And now Brian's getting really worried. He says, Slow down, you're going too fast. And he keeps driving down and they're hurtling down. And David's going, don't worry, the car's perfectly under control. The road holding is brilliant.
Mhm.
Brian's there, but you don't understand. You can't stop. Your brakes. I fixed your brakes. They won't work. It was you who also locked me in the strong room at my office so that I wouldn't turn up for training. Yes, yes. I wanted my place back in the team. I never intended to mean you any harm, just scare you a bit. Oh no, it's a level crossing. We've had it, and there's a train just about to go across the level crossing. But suddenly they're stopped. Oh my God, we're stopped. But how? And David says, well, I do happen to carry spare brake pipes, and I do know how pipes. There you go, pipes, more pipes.
Yeah.
And I do know how to replace them. You knew I'd fix the brakes. What are you going to do? Obviously, Brian's really worried. And
Mm.
David says, I'm not going to do anything. I think you've learned your lesson. You've got a good career in soccer ahead of you. Don't mess it up by doing anything stupid again. Incredible forgiveness here by David Bradley.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know how to thank you, David. You could have had me kicked out of the club, even sent to prison. He goes, just forget about it, Brian. It's Christmas, the time of goodwill. Just remember that. What a,
Time of goodwill when he was cutting his brakes, but yeah.
yeah. It's like,
I
forget
thought
about it.
that was beautifully read, very
It was.
dramatic.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Barry. And there's no Welsh accent was included in that storytelling either, as you noticed. Great story. And I think we're on to the last one. So this is the last one of the very first ever Christmas edition of Royal Rovers. And this is the football. The story which, yeah, this time, obviously, it just followed the adventures of football. This time, the football was owned by Andy and Charlie, and they're using the ball to teach a young lad called Nicholas football. He's actually a bank manager's son. And so Nicholas or Nicky, is actually gone in goal. And this is you remember this with the goalpost, there's no net.
Yeah.
We all used to play goalposts with no
Well,
net.
if you were lucky to find a set of goalposts, yeah, they certainly wouldn't have nets. Yeah.
Yeah, jumpers for goalposts, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
used to play on a field where there were nets but no goalposts.
Because you know what? When we were looking at the football funnies, I nearly read out. I'm sure one of them was sent in by a Barrie Tomlinson.
They would have been the funniest ones, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They would have been the funniest ones.
Oh, no, all genuine.
Of course. Yeah, so they're playing, and Nicky's he's doing really well actually in goal. And at one point, actually, no, he actually lets a goal in, and Nicky says, "Sorry, lads, I let you down." But Charlie says, "Don't worry, it was a real Roy the Rovers goal."
Yes.
And so the match ends in a draw, and they say, "Oh, you did really well. You're a natural goalkeeper." And Nicholas says, "I certainly enjoy playing." And then the bank manager, Dad, had been watching. He goes, "Well done, everyone. You two boys have coached Nicholas really well. My son's a changed lad. Now he's found success at football. You all deserve a reward for your efforts. Come along to my house. We've arranged a little surprise for you." And they get to his house and they go, "Welcome, boys. Just step inside. I wonder what the surprise is. We'll soon find out." And it's a great big feast. It's a Christmas party. Oh, look at all those goodies. And it's all just for us.
Melon,
So-
steak and trifle.
Melon, steak and trifle. Just what Roy and Barry ordered. Well, Roy ordered. And I go, "I've never seen such a feast. Is it really for us?" And then the bank manager says, "As much as you can eat, you deserve it to have a really happy Christmas." Smashing, terrific, absolutely fantastic. But Andy says, "Hey, we've forgotten a guest of honor. Huh? Our football should have a place at the table." So they get the dirty old football, which had been kicking around all day, and they put it on the plate. And they go, "Good idea. It's a smashing football."
If that was on the park where I'm from in Salford, that would not have been allowed on there.
Would have had white dog poo on it,
It'd have
perhaps. I
been
don't know.
different colours of dog poo.
And then they go, "If it hadn't been for the football, none of this would have been possible." And then they break the fourth wall, of course. A Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to all.
Yeah.
And the end of the comic, we turn over the back page and we have the brilliant Butch Wilkins. And yeah, actually, he's
Yeah.
actually signed it Butch Wilkins there, but obviously
Mm.
it's Ray Wilkins, superb player, popular with all the teams he played in.
Mm.
But that was the end of the 1976 Christmas
Very
edition.
fast tree, that isn't it? It's very anorexic tree there.
Yeah, well, it's very Barry. It's
Yeah, that
very
was
reminiscent of the one you'd cart around in the
That's
car,
it.
wouldn't it? And take around to different photo shoots.
Yeah, I don't think that was our Christmas tree. I was just looking at it. I don't think so.
No, it looks a bit smaller than the one you used to
Doesn't look
cover.
quite as worn out.
But Barry, what sort of memories does that bring back to you? Going through those stories and all the different features.
Lots of good memories. Christmas issues are always something very special for me. So I made sure we got some special ingredients and some special people to feature in photographs and articles. And I had lots of luck. Everybody I asked said yes.
It's superb. It's brilliant stuff. Yeah, brilliant. Well, that's the show, everybody. First, I'll come round and get everybody's kind of final. Oh, actually, no, Barry, you sent over some photos, didn't you? I'll share these as well because you sent some other photos over. And I'll share these just whilst we're here. All right. So there's some more there of Big Daddy. Can you see those on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some bloke under his foot.
Some bloke under his foot. Yeah. Brilliant. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that there. There's some more of Eric Morecambe there. I think this is from the 1973 Tiger when he was cover star of back in 1973. There's one sitting in his chair. And then we've got these here. This is from obviously the one we just looked at. And then finally, Barry, do you want to talk us through this? This was probably a more recent publication you did.
Yes. Well, when I stopped doing stuff for the comics, either because I was booted off or I retired, I had to find something to do. So I moved to a village called Heckington, who had a village magazine, and I contributed to one issue, and then they asked me to take over as editor. So this was the Christmas cover. Of course, Heckington's got a famous windmill. So that's the famous windmill in the snow. And there's Santa jumping on one of the sails. That's my artwork, so I was quite pleased to have my artwork on the front cover. Mind you, I was editor, so that would allow for it. It was great fun doing Heckington Village magazine, but I did everything. I did the layouts, the typesetting, advertising, everything from start to finish. So there was nobody else involved except me. And it was almost a full-time job.
Yeah.
That's
for which I didn't get paid. I eventually claimed expenses, and I was allowed some limited expenses. But it was great fun to do because I used Quark Express, which was a nice software at the time.
I remember that. I used to use that myself back in the day.
And you could get some lovely results with it.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to see. It's great to see. It's great to see some Barrie Tomlinson artwork at Christmas.
I've got lots. You must do a show on my artwork sometime.
That'd be brilliant.
I bet you say it to all the girls.
Yeah. Come and see my artwork.
Brilliant stuff. Well, it's good to share. It's nice to share that very Christmassy scene as well. So let's get your final thoughts on the show. I'll go around and ask all my co-presenters first, and then we'll finish off with yourself, Barry, and then we'll say our goodbye. So, Golden Boy, Ian. So, your thoughts on that?
Oh, that was great. I'd read that issue of Roy the Rovers back in June, of course, July, when I bought all my collection. So it was great to see some of that again. The Tiger one I'd not seen before. So good new material for me. Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Excellent stuff. And Scrooge McDuck. I mean, Bygone Berrigan, whatever your name is.
another enjoyable Christmas special episode, and lovely again to read through them comics with Barry as well. Always enjoyable. I always like Christmas comics. So yeah, really enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for having me on.
Great to have you. Tangential one.
Oh, thoroughly loved it, and it's just amazing, as Barry said, those stars though. I mean, Big Daddy,
Yeah.
Eric Morecambe, David Gower, Butch Wilkins, I mean, and Andy Gray as well. It's just amazing to see. And of course, what I loved as well in the Tiger editions, so the Billy Dane, although they didn't quite get the masthead right, Barry, but to see Billy Dane playing for Groundwood against Brown Decks, I'd forgotten that. So for me, and then as well to see Nipper Lawrence and Blackport Rovers, as you all know, playing my favourite team, Kings Bay. So yeah, loved every second.
That's a nice Christmas cover behind you, showing Geoffrey Boycott and Bob Willis with their Father Christmas outfits on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've got,
That's right. If anybody's not watching on YouTube, you can see Paul's got all his comics rearranged to show some of the famous Christmas covers.
Various for their Christmas covers, yeah. So, and to share the experience with Barry, obviously, is always an amazing pleasure and honor. So,
yeah, absolutely, I totally agree. Barry, last words from yourself?
Well, I'm very pleased that my light kept on this year. I didn't fade into darkness. But it's wonderful to look back on these very happy times and see the things we did. And I was quite brave, really, to try and organise some of the things. I never thought they'd come off, but to have massive stars on the front covers and no money involved, it was just something special.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. It's well, I mean, it was amazing as small children reading these, but then hearing the stories behind them, you know, what you did with your editorial team and all the creators and how you pulled them all together. You know, it's amazing to hear that, and I echo what the guys are saying. To go back through these editions with yourself, it's a great honor to be able to do it again, and I'm sure all our listeners and viewers have enjoyed it once again. So yeah, thanks Barry, thanks for coming on again. I'm sure you'll come on again. I'm sure you'll come on again. I'm sure you will.
I should look forward to next time.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. That's the show, everybody. So this is a Christmas special. It remains for me to say, have a fantastic, happy, and Merry Christmas to all our listeners and followers and viewers. We will be back with another show before the end of the year, just after Christmas. So listen out to that. But yeah, from us all, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
All the best.